Something all right.
All right.
All right. I have got all my Wait, do I? I don't need any tabs open. We'll save the news for the end if we have time.
Okay.
But let me let everybody know that we're here over on the Discord, where all of you lovely people like to hang out at. It's getting lively in there. I love it.
The only place to hang out.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm good to go for a show if you are.
YouTube sounds good on
Awesome.
my end, so.
So here we go. So no echo or anything like that?
Hang on a second. There we go.
Okay, good.
Yep.
All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Oh, wrong one. There we go. Second week back, and I'm already messing stuff up. Welcome back to the Nerd Cave Retro Podcast. My name is Jason Robbins.
And my name is Derek Diamond.
So, still no backdrop for me. Haven't got that put up yet, but it's slowly getting there. The house is slowly but surely getting in shape here.
You're still coming to us from an undisclosed location, as we see from your background.
From a bombed out underground shelter in Tel Aviv. I'm coming to you live. I do have this next to me that I wanted to show you guys. It's kind of big, but I don't know if I can fit it in the screen. I bought this after Halloween last year at
Oh, I remember.
Spirit.
Yeah, you sent me a picture of that.
If I could try to fit it into the whole camera there. It's the popcorn gun from the Killer Clowns from Outer Space. It's my favorite thing ever.
You got to add that to your background somehow.
I'm going to. I want to, but it's like literally the whole background. Like, it's so big. It's huge.
Well, you could angle it where maybe like the gun is pointing down or up, so it only takes up like maybe half your wall.
Maybe I could just take it out of the box and hang it up behind me. Maybe I could do that.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Anybody that's listened to this show for any length of time knows that I love the Killer Clowns from Outer Space. It's one of my favorite things on the planet. And I couldn't not pass that thing up after Halloween last year. I think I got it for like less than half price.
That's the best time to get stuff. You know, I'm sure everyone has like a Spirit Halloween that opens near them around like September, maybe end of August. But there was one that opened in the mall just down the road from my house, and they always do this big post-Halloween sale. Mm-hmm. We got a ton of stuff for like over half off, which was pretty cool.
And a little secret, you can buy all of their display stuff.
Yeah,
for next to nothing. Like last year, I got an entire Beetlejuice display to put up in the living room for Halloween. I got it for like $5. I bought Wally a Ghostbusters thing that I still need to give to him. It was a Christmas present, but I haven't seen him. I live like 2 minutes away from Wally, our fact checker, and I haven't seen him in like months. I don't know what's going on with that. What's up with that, Wally? Why haven't we seen each other?
Life.
Yeah.
Be what I would say. Unfortunately,
but if you want a lot of cool stuff, just wait till after Halloween, and then hit up the old Spirit Halloween when they're trying to get rid of stuff.
The best Halloween shopping day of the year is November 1st.
Yeah, exactly. Or the week after. Like if you're there the day they're trying to get out of there, they don't want to have to pack that stuff up. They're just literally giving stuff. Walk in there with $5 and you can like back a truck up and they'll just fill it for you full of stuff.
Ain't that the truth?
But I'm just looking forward to Halloween, man. Dude, in the house here, I have so many Halloween plans this year. It's going to be so cool.
Got to throw a Halloween party.
Yes, I plan on it.
I'm just ready for Halloween because I'm tired of it being hot.
No kidding, sir. I am in literally picked the hottest room in the house for my new office. And for some reason, This room, if anybody knows anything about HVAC, which I don't know if we have too many HVAC listeners out there, but this room is the very last. The vent is the very last one in the train of vents that run through the attic. So by the time the air reaches this room, there's not much left. So it's basically just sitting in here boiling because I have my ring lights going, I have 2 computers going, and I'm sweating. I'm sweating right now, man.
Wonder how it's going to be in the fall and the winter when it actually cools off.
I don't know, but I'm jealous. My girlfriend is in there like sleeping in the nice cold bedroom with the big nice ceiling fan going right now, and I'm just like, man, I'm jealous. I'm so jealous.
Nice crisp 60 something degrees.
Yeah, it's like 68 degrees in there. While meanwhile in here it's like
perfect.
a little about 80, I would think right now.
Only a slight difference.
Yeah. But how was your week? I know we didn't talk too much this week, and we still need to get Nerd Cave Retro Quest going. But man, things have just been crazy over here.
Yeah, and kind of similar to what I was saying last week. You know, I've just been super busy with work. I've been, funny enough, I've been in this real like creative and productive swing where I've been doing like a lot of updating graphics or, you know, like intros and things like that at my job that were made before I got there. So it only took me 4 years to actually update stuff to how I want it. But that, and, you know, did play a little bit of Yoshi's Island for the first time in a while. Broke out the SNES Mini and played it a couple of days ago. Still such a fun game.
Yeah.
Other than that, that's really been about it.
I still got to get all my retro game stuff set up. I haven't done any of that yet. The only things I have set up, I set up the PS4, the Xbox Series X, and I have the Dreamcast, and my Sega Genesis Mini hooked up in the living room. That's all I have hooked up right now.
That's not a bad combination, though.
Yeah, but still, I want my Nintendo. I need a Super Nintendo, man. Dude, I just need them. I need them in my life.
There's just something about having a Nintendo and or a Super Nintendo that just it makes things right.
Yeah, you just see it sitting there and you're like, aw, memories.
Them's were simpler times.
Yeah, but speaking of memories, tonight we are doing top 5 Mount Rushmore of video game characters, and this was from Armez Jackson, wasn't it?
It was.
And we did get a lot of people saying last week, Mr. Joey Potato Image last week, and I think Wally as well, or Tyler, I think Tyler as well, were jumping in on the Discord saying, you know that Mount Rushmore only has 4. Like, yes, we know it only has 4, but on this show, we do top 5s. That's what we do here. So me and Derek got up on Mount Rushmore with our hammers and chisels, and we put one more person up there on the Mount Rushmore.
Still have all the calluses on my hands from it.
So we do 5. We're going to add one more stone figure to the Mount Rushmore video game characters. Is that okay with you guys? Is that okay with you, Mr. Fact Checker to the Fact Checker? Is that okay with you, Mr. NCR World Champion? Is that okay with you guys?
Yes.
I don't know why I'm being so antagonistic this episode.
It's okay. We're on opposite ends of the spectrum. I'm actually in like a great mood today.
I got a new home
for a Monday.
I'm feeling saucy.
I love it.
Well, actually, this actually was one of the easiest lists I've ever had to write. I don't know about you.
Yeah, it was one of those that once I really sat down and like, okay, I'm going to do my list now, it took maybe 2 minutes to do.
That.
Like I tweaked the order a little bit for mine, but my I knew my top 3 easily. It was just kind of where to put 4 and 5.
Yeah, kind of the same here. Once I got to the honorable mentions, I was like, oh, this needs to go on the actual list. So there was a few that were on the actual list that got booted down to the honorable mention list. So, but it didn't take long. Like you said, it was less than 2 minutes for me to make my list. So this was a fun one. I was thinking about it all week, and then I sat down last night and boom, just knocked it out.
And I could have put a ton more honorable mentions, but I usually try to keep those at 5 because we'd be here all night if we put like all our honorable mentions.
Oh yeah, but we'll go ahead and start out with ours, and then we'll move on to yours out there. But Derek, would you like to go first?
Sure. So we'll start with our honorable mentions. First, I'm going to put what might be, if you had to make a list of the most iconic video game characters, I think this would be a no-brainer top 5, but just missed out on the top 5 for me, and that would be Pac-Man. You know, it's one of the franchises that put video games on the map. One of the first video games that I feel like got like worldwide recognition. I still remember the Pac-Man cartoon series.
Oh yeah.
And it was like once in a blue moon it would come on TV when I was a kid, because it was obviously like after it had completed its run. But there were specials. I think there was like an actual series. But yeah, Pac-Man, and there's a certain song that was dedicated to Pac-Man that we'll get to a little bit later. I don't want to steal anyone's thunder.
Also, too, I have a Christmas memory as well. Did you ever get read along? Did you ever? Because you're a little bit younger than me. This might have been just strictly an '80s thing. But did you have read along books? Like when I was a kid, they would have like a storybook, and it would have like a record or a tape with it. Yeah, did they have those? I got a bunch of Pac-Man ones when I was a kid, and it came with a little cassette tape, and you would just put the tape in and just read along with it. And it was several, Pac-Man adventures, and I wish I still had those.
That's how I feel about the Choose Your Adventure books.
Yeah.
Because there were Mario and Zelda ones, and they go for a lot of money online. And I'm like, I had all of them, and I kept them in good condition too.
Yeah, I had a lot of those
I remember
books.
I remember the read-alongs. I remember my cousin had several, so I would listen to those whenever I'd get a chance. I don't remember if I ever owned any, but I had access to them.
Yeah, they were big in the 80s.
Next up on my honorable mentions is Samus Aran, one of the most iconic character reveals of all time, and honestly one of the more underutilized Nintendo characters. I feel like at least once a month we say Nintendo needs to do more with Metroid. Pretty much every Metroid game I've played has been really good. And I think, she is... Now, if this were best female characters, she'd probably be my number 1.
Yeah. Well, she was actually on my top 5 until I remembered another one that kind of knocked her out of the top 5 and into the honorable mentions.
That's what we tell everybody is that the top 3 options are not hard. It's when you get to 4 and 5 and then you remember characters or games or whatever the situation calls for. And you're like, I want to put this on my list, but I don't want to knock this other one off either.
Yep.
Yep. Commander Shepard is another one. The Mass Effect, franchise we're both big fans of. Really curious to see what they do with the Mass Effect series. But it's one of the most immersive games I think that I've played in my lifetime. Just from the span of, what you did in the first game could carry on into the second one, which was really cool for the time. And Commander Shepard was at the forefront of that with being the primary protagonist.
Because, see, I got Commander Shepard on my honorable mentions, and the only reason that he or she didn't end up in the top 5 is who would you put on the mountain itself? Whose face? Because you can play either male or female Shepard and completely customizable. Who was the psychopath out there that played Commander Shepard with just the stock Commander Shepard face? You did.
No, I'm kidding.
I made my Commander Shepard literally look just like me.
Yeah, I tried to make it as accurate as I could. I was never great at the create characters. for some reason.
Yeah, but I'm easy. You just give him a 5 o'clock shadow or a beard and a bald head, and it's pretty much right there.
Yeah, that's fair. Next up on my honorable mentions is Nathan Drake. I still think the Uncharted franchise is underrated.
Yeah.
I love the stories that those games tell. It's like an interactive Indiana Jones. And I liked the Uncharted movie, but man, if you had got Nathan Fillion and Sam Elliott,
Yeah.
that would have been like that would have been like the perfect casting choices.
Did you ever see that short film that Nathan Fillion did?
Oh,
where
yeah.
He played. Oh, if you had, those of you out there, if you have never seen it, just look up Nathan Fillion, Nathan Drake, Uncharted short film on YouTube. Just trust me, you won't be disappointed.
I actually kind of liked it more than the real Uncharted movie.
Yeah.
And my last honorable mention is Crash Bandicoot. I know that he was on your failed video game mascots list, but I will say for a time, Crash Bandicoot was a big deal. In a time where there were only really two characters that were the face of video games. And Crash Bandicoot made a case for number 3. And those games hold a lot of good memories for me. So I had to put him on my honorable mentions.
Well, just if in the era of the PS1 and you had all those commercials where Crash Bandicoot's like outside the Nintendo building with the bullhorn, like, just antagonizing Nintendo, like that was just a good time for gaming.
It was. And moving into my actual list, my number 5 is Pikachu, the face of the Pokemon franchise. It's not just with video games, but I feel like Pikachu is a very iconic character in general. Even those that know little to nothing about Pokemon know who Pikachu is.
Yeah.
When Pokemon came out, Pikachu was everywhere on books. What's funny is he wasn't on the original game cover, not until Pokemon Yellow came out a couple of years later. But you just think of modern gaming characters, and Pikachu has to be on the list. He was the star of the anime, really, for the longest time. You see him on all kinds of merchandise. He is the face of Pokemon, and Pokemon is such a huge franchise and a big part of my childhood that I had to put Pikachu on my list. My number 4, and people might be shocked that he is this low, but Link is my number 4. Obviously, he's going to be on my list because Zelda is my favorite gaming franchise of all time. Link has such a, pun intended, timeless story. It's the classic Joseph Campbell journey of the hero type thing, just told in different scenarios. And I think maybe why I put him a little bit lower is there's been so many different incarnations of Link, from the original game all the way up to Tears of the Kingdom. But there's something that all the games have in common. Well, most of them, is that they have a great story. The games have stood the test of time. I mean, the franchise turns 40 next year.
Wow.
And there's that's how I remember, is that the Zelda franchise is the same age as me.
That's insane.
I know. 40 freaking years of Legend of Zelda.
We're getting old, man.
It's wild. Number 3 is Master Chief, John 117 himself. When Halo came out, we've said this before, it changed video games. It changed multiplayer. It changed campaigning. It was, to me, it was the last big peak of everyone physically getting together to play video games.
Yeah.
Was doing the LAN parties for the original Halo and even the sequels. Even though, Xbox Live was becoming a bigger deal at the time and more people were playing online. Just that Halo trilogy, the stories were so darn good. Like we've complained about the Halo series, and rightfully so because it sucked. If you had just adapted that original trilogy, it would have been epic television.
Well, not only that, but I wouldn't do them anymore because I'm an old man now. But the midnight releases for stuff, like the midnight release for Halo 3 it was electric, man, dude. And when we got it home and just played it for like 10 straight hours, it was just, those times were magic, man.
They were. I was, let's see, Halo 1 came out in '01, so I would have been 15 at the time. So I was in high school, which to me was like one of the perfect ages for when the first Halo came out. And that was our Friday or Saturday nights.
Yep.
Every week for months, is we'd get at least 6 to 8 of us together to play Halo. And it would usually be more than that. One of my friends would have he had a giant living room, and we'd bring a TV, have 4 people per TV, hook up the Xboxes together, and a lot of Mountain Dew and pizza were consumed during those weekends.
Yes, yes, it was.
My number 2 is Sonic the Hedgehog. For obvious reasons, I gush about that franchise regularly here on the show. The biggest reason why I put him so high is there was only one character in my mind that was remotely a threat to Mario as the face of video games, and it was Sonic the Hedgehog. Because it came around at a time where, like, people weren't tired of Mario because he was only a few years old by that point. But it was something different than Mario. And then from the games came the cartoon series, the comic books, where you got to really kind of learn what Sonic's personality was like. And it stood the test of time.
See, because I was, I'm really wondering who was going to end up at your number 1 spot. It was going to be out of the 3 of Link, Sonic, or who's coming up next.
Yeah, and I will say one more thing about Sonic. The movies, even though they're different than the games, they captured the spirit of the characters, specifically Sonic, perfectly. From the movies to the various cartoon series, it's been really cool to see the fact that Sonic's still around.
Yeah, I would still like to do some more commentary tracks for that cartoon series we did.
Yeah, like I actually think you would like that series. I don't know if there's a complex way to watch it. Maybe we can inquire about it.
We can inquire and see
Yeah,
what we can do.
We can. Yeah, Mushmouth mentions those comics were my whole childhood. I still have mine. All the old Archie comics that they used to publish, the Sonic comic book back in the day. It went to, I think, almost 200 issues. And I have most of them still at my parents' house.
Wow.
Some of them are in awful condition because they came out in like the mid-90s, but
yeah,
I read the mess out of those. But my number 1, it's Mario.
Oh,
and that was a no-brainer because he is the face of video games. He is the most recognizable video game character of all time. He's been in so many games. The majority of them are good, especially like what I call your standard platform, like Mario games, like your Mario Brothers, 64, Odyssey, Galaxy. They're all good. And Mario shows no signs of slowing down. And from Mario, we got Mario Kart, we got, all other kinds of games, Super Smash Brothers. So many great games and franchises were made because of Mario.
OmniSlick is calling you out in the chat room. He says, I remember Derek questioning that the live action route for the Sonic movie wouldn't work. We were always kind of skeptical.
Oh yeah, especially after that first trailer came out before they redesigned Sonic, I'm like, I what I was actually thinking isn't appropriate for this show, but then once they changed him, I'm like, okay, this might work. I'll kid you not, and I know I've been rambling, and I'll let you get to your list, but I was more nervous for that first Sonic movie than I was for any of the Star Wars sequel trilogy.
Really?
Yeah, like I'm just like, please be good. And it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did want it to be Pixar style.
And it still could be. I mean, they could always do a Pixar-style Sonic movie.
Oh, Mushmouth says, I still say they should drop the original cut of the Sonic movie with the ugly Sonic. That was a great cameo in the Chippendale Rescue Rangers movie, by the way.
That is an underrated movie that not a lot of people saw, that they need to see that Chippendale movie.
It's the modern day Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
It was. All right, and now we're on to my list. And, of course, I got 5 honorable mentions as well. At the number 1 spot on my honorable mentions is, of course, Bowser himself. You can't have a hero like Mario without a villain of equal stature. And Jack Black bringing him to life in the way only Jack Black could just made Bowser that much more lovable. You can't help but love the guy. I mean, he's actually a pretty good dad when you think about it. But, you know, he does kidnap women a lot, that's pretty problematic. But at the same time, he was there at the beginning in Super Mario Brothers. So, you know, you gotta give Bowser some props.
To me, Bowser, one of the biggest points of Bowser's legacy is anytime I'm at the store and I walk by the fruit section, I think peaches.
At my number 4, of course, another started out as a Mario villain, but became a hero after all this time, Donkey Kong himself. I mean, you couldn't walk into an arcade in the early 80s without a Donkey Kong machine blaring at you. He's been there for 40-something years now. He's got to be. It's somewhere in the mix. If not on Mount Rushmore itself, he's got to be in the history books there somewhere.
I never would have expected that arcade game to not only spawn Mario as, you know, the iconic character he became, but Donkey Kong is still relevant. You know, the Donkey Kong Country games are great. We've got Donkey Kong Bonanza coming out, I think, next month for the Switch too. So Donkey Kong he's had a quieter run, in my opinion, but I love Donkey Kong. He's one of my favorite characters.
At number 3 on my honorable mentions, of course, he is a man who, he's a boy, he's a robot, and he's had a million sequels, but Mega Man himself, or Rockman, if you're nasty, in Japan.
I thought Mega Man was going to be on your top 5.
He was, but he got knocked down along with Samus over a couple others that I felt were a little more important personally.
Understandable.
And that being said, of course, Samus Aran is at the number 2 spot on the honorable mentions. You can't have a discussion about video game characters without Samus. I mean, she's been there almost as long as Mario. I mean, she hasn't had nearly as many games as Mario, and that's a shame. Come on, Nintendo, we're shaming you right now. Get us more Metroid games, please.
Shame.
And of course, we already talked about him before. Him or her, Commander Shepard, on my number 1 on the honorable mentions list, because it's such. I mean, the Mass Effect trilogy is a masterpiece of video gaming, and I don't think they've gotten close to it since. I mean, I hear Baldur's Gate 3 is pretty good, but I don't have a machine yet that can play it, even though I have a copy. I forgot who it was. Who gave me the copy of it in the Discord. I forgot who it was that gave it to me. I think I can't remember. It's been so long, but it's been sitting in my Steam library just waiting for me to get a machine that can play it. But I had to buy a place to live first, so computers are going to have to come later.
Yeah, it's all right.
But on to my actual list. Of course, at number 5, He had to be here because he is the most icon, other than Mario, one of the most iconic video game characters of all time, Pac-Man. I mean,
Yeah.
he has to be up there. He's one of the most important video game characters of all time. But me personally, I think Miss Pac-Man is the better game. And I wrote in the notes here, send all your emails to derekdiamond@gmail.com.
I would love to read them.
But I mean, honestly, I love the original Pac-Man. I'll always play it if I come across one. But Miss Pac-Man is still the better game. It's faster. The sound is better. It has an actual story to it. I think it's one of the first games to have a cutscene. And if you really want to have a good time with some Pac-Man, go get the Pac-Man Championship Edition games. Those are so freaking addictive.
Yeah, and something else I forgot to mention too about Pac-Man. One of the most iconic sounds in video games is the intro to every like level in Pac-Man. The like it plays in my head every now and then. I'm not gonna lie.
Yep. I mean, I have a theory that every single pizzeria in America has either a Miss Pac-Man or a Pac-Man machine or both.
Yeah, I would say so. And I agree with you though. This Pac-Man is a better game.
Yeah.
I'll still read your emails if you send them though.
At number 4, Ryu Hayabusa, the Ninja Dragon himself from Ninja Gaiden series, because I love the Ninja Gaiden games. Ninja Gaiden is one of my favorite NES games of all time. Took me 30-something years to beat it. I finally beat it. I can beat it on a regular basis. I still play it all the time. One of the greatest games ever made and one of the greatest franchises ever. But Ryu Hayabusa, to me, has to be up on the Mount Rushmore. For me, at least.
Yeah, I like it.
And at my number 3 spot, of course, Link himself. And I can't believe he's up a little higher for me than he was for you.
I know, that's wild.
Because you've actually played, I think you've played more Zelda games than I have. Because I still haven't played like the Four Swords and a lot of the handheld ones I haven't played. I played the original, I tried to play Zelda 2 several times. That game's terrible. I don't care what you say. Send all your email to derekdiamond@gmail.com. But, Link to the Past is still one of my favorite games of all time. It's that and Wind Waker, 2 of the greatest games of all time. And up there is, of course, not only Breath of the Wild, but Tears of the Kingdom. Dude, Tears of the Kingdom is a masterpiece of gaming.
It's one of those games that occasionally I want to go back and play it, but I stop myself because I know if I do, I'm gonna get sucked right back in, and then next thing I know, like half the day is gonna go by.
Yeah. And Mushmouth, he says he has a Pac-Man machine. I just told him, give it to me. Give it to me now. Send it to
Give
my
it
house.
to me now.
Give it to me.
I think that's the Stephen Colbert gif. But yeah, Link is. I feel like he's not talked about enough in like the overall, like if you're talking about iconic video game characters, he's not the first one to come up, but he should be one of the first.
Yeah.
Because, like you mentioned, Link to the Past it's a perfect game. It's one of the very few games that if you asked me what I would change about it, I'd say absolutely nothing.
You know what I would change about it? If they just did a remastered version of it and put it out for the Switch or Switch 2.
Give it like the Link's Awakening treatment.
Yep. I mean, they don't even really need to do that. Just put it out there. You could literally put a Super NES version on the shelf in Target or Walmart, and I would buy it.
I probably would too.
My number 2 is, of course, the Master Chief himself. Can't have a Mount Rushmore without Master Chief. You said everything that needed to be said. It wasn't the first-person shooter, but it was the first-person shooter that got everybody into first-person shooters.
Yeah, Halo, I don't think we talk enough about how much Halo changed video games. Not just first-person shooters, but it added a whole new dynamic to multiplayer.
Yeah.
Of getting people together. Oh, I think Mushmouth says, I think you mean John Halo from the Halo franchise. That's good. Yeah, it revolutionized video games. And I think, one of the reasons why Master Chief is such a great character, not only because you're almost like you're seeing through the eyes of him, but his relationship with Cortana,
Yes.
I think was a great aspect of it.
And you hit the nail on the head too. I think Master Chief is a lot like the way Stan Lee intended Spider-Man to be. Like, because he's wearing a mask, he could be anybody. You could be Spider-Man. And I think that's kind of the way with Master Chief. It's like we're looking out through his helmet. So we are Master Chief. And that was, you felt like a hero playing those games.
Yeah, Mushmouth says that really was the first shooter that me and the boys would get together on. Like, I'd played a couple of rounds of GoldenEye, but with Halo, it was totally different. I sucked, by the way. I did too. But I still had fun with it.
Nothing better than getting 4 TVs and like 16 people in a room and just playing Halo all night.
It was so good.
And of course, that my number one spot, it had to be Mario. I mean, he's Mario. Super Mario Brothers is the reason we're still playing video games to this day. If it wasn't for the Nintendo and Super Mario Brothers, I don't think gaming would be what it is today.
No, you're exactly right. He is the most important video game character of all time. And I think, if he's omitted from people's list, I get it, because he may not be like your favorite or even, top 5 worthy. But the reason why we're here doing this podcast is because of what Super Mario Brothers did for video games.
Dude, that first time you ever got your hands on a Nintendo, whether you got it for Christmas or like me, I had a friend down the street that had one, and I remember sitting in his living room, having that controller in my hand, and Super Mario Brothers Duck Hunt, comes onto the screen. You press start, and it's dun, 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 and you start to run, and it's like everything clicks. You're just like, okay, run with B, hit A. Everything just flows the way it's supposed to flow with that game. And it was just, from that moment on, I was hooked. I was like, I'm going to be hooked on video games for the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But that brings to the end of our list. And before we go into your list, Derek, we got a few shout outs we need to get to.
With some new additions, I might add. So as always, we want to shout out our awesome patrons at patreon.com/nerdcaveretro. We want to shout out Riley, Romualdo Marquez, the official NCR fact checker, Mr. Wally Phelps, Nick W., Eld the Zombie, Yup Fed, a.k.a. Knife, James, a.k.a. at Jimbo Jr. on our Discord, Raven, Danny House, Justin Nispel, Daniel Salmon, a.k.a. Bethany Fox, our amazing Discord community manager, Mr. B-Rez Coffee himself, Mike Eveland, the fact checker to the fact checker, Tyler the Wordsmith Watson, Axblade07, the official NCR beat writer, Armez Jackson, Carlos Longoria, a.k.a. I am the Rampage, Staff Sergeant Sketch, Gus and Penny, Matthew Salmon, Joey Mary Potato, violinist, pianist, and overall enjoyer of music. We don't have he hasn't given us a new one yet.
Yeah, he hasn't gotten
not in the
one
last couple
over
of weeks.
A week or so, he hasn't gotten a new name.
I would love to know the reason why he gets those random voicemails.
I don't know.
And of course,
Mama Diamond.
Donna Diamond, thank you all so much for your continued contributions to keeping the lights on for us here at the Nerd Cave Retro Podcast. For as little as $1 a month, you get your own RSS feed with zero ads. If you want uninterrupted banter and conversation like we've been doing tonight, it could be yours for as little as $1 a month, and you get early access to our bonus episodes, which I know we still need to schedule the conclusion to Nerd Cave Retro Quest. We are working on that, so as soon as we know something, we will let everyone know. And yeah, if you want to be a part of our awesome Patreon community, just head over to patreon.com/nerdcaveretro. And for new patrons, send us your social media info so we can give you a proper shout out.
And we're about to go into your top 5 Mount Rushmore. And before we do that, I'll play this here. A little thing. And to start us out, we have who is in the chat room right now, Mushmouth TB, otherwise known as Mark Simmons, came to me on Facebook and said, okay, so mine is, in no particular order, Sonic the Hedgehog, he's way past cool, Shadow the Hedgehog, the ultimate life form, Rouge the Bat, Bat Wife, Knuckles the Echidna husband, Miles Tails Prower, that's my boy for real. An honorable mention, Waddle Dee. I just think he's neat.
Neat's such an underutilized word.
I love the word neat.
Yeah, I do too. I feel like he was trying to earn some brownie points with me with that list. Spoilers, it worked. Great list, sir. From our email, we have Mr. Armez Jackson. Tough call. I decided to choose those that I felt were game changers. Each of my choices showcase pivotal points in my gaming history. Number 5, Tetramino. 4, BJ Blazkowicz.
Yeah.
3, the enemy crab from Space Invader.
Ooh, good one.
Yeah, that is a good one. 2, Pac-Man. And number 1, Mario.
I never thought about BJ Blazkowicz from Wolfenstein. That just didn't even occur to me. Or Doom Guy.
Yeah, the guy from Doom.
Next, usually we save Tyler for last, but I'm going to go ahead and do it now because it's not as long as they usually are, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it right here. Number 5, Ryu from Street Fighter. I prefer Ken to Ryu, but there's no denying that Ryu's the face of the franchise. And as such, he was probably the first one that we all gravitated to the first time we played Street Fighter 2. The fighting game craze of the early 90s helped revive arcades from the slump they were in, and SF2 kickstarted it. Often imitated but never duplicated can be said of by the franchise and its main man. Number 4, Pikachu. Everyone's favorite electric rat took the world by storm, capturing lightning in a bottle by thundering onto the Game Boy like a bolt out of the blue. This dude with his puns over here. It's shocking how Pokemon took over in a flash, and Pikachu, with his friendly smile, yellow face, and red cheeks, was right there leading the charge. Even if you can't name another Pokemon, most folks can point out Pikachu, and that's all thanks to the power of the Nintendo marketing machine. P.S. All puns were definitely intended.
That was an electric entry, good sir.
It was. Number 3, Mario. From the moment he first went to war with a gorilla, Nintendo's mustachioed mascot forged a legacy in gaming unequaled by any other. Whether he's saving the princess from Bowser, racing karts, playing sports, throwing a party, getting into a brawl with his friends, having RPG guests with his bro, or starring in TV and movies, Mario has become the single most recognized video game character of all time, though our next entry is mighty close. Number 2, Pac-Man. I'm sad to say that you, me, them, all of us are sick. We have a disease that has no known cure, but those symptoms can be held at bay with quarters. We all have contracted Pac-Man fever, and it's driving us crazy. Jokes aside, Pac-Man was top dog in video games for a long time, and it's no secret why. That gameplay loop is so good because once you lose, you immediately think of popping in just one more quarter because you know you can do better next time around. And in an era where video games didn't get a lot of merch, what we did get almost always had a Pac-Man on it. That yellow puck deserves every bit of praise he gets. Could not have said that better myself.
Exactly. Love the Pac-Man fever reference, too.
I should have queued up some Pac-Man fever because I figured everybody was going to mention Pac-Man.
It is driving us crazy.
Yeah. And at number 1, he says, The Space Invader. There was a time when video games and arcades were in their infancy, looking for that first big breakout hit to take it from an interesting hobby to a phenomenon. Sure, Pong was very popular, but not quite there. Enter Space Invaders by Taito, and everything changed. Suddenly, lines were forming at machines for their turn to save the Earth. Rumors spread that in Japan, the popularity of Space Invaders caused a shortage of the 100 yen coin. Spoiler alert, that's false. While there was a 100 yen coin shortage in the late 70s, it was due to the metal being changed from silver to copper nickel and people hoarding the silver ones while the new ones were in low production numbers. Space Invaders kicked off a worldwide obsession with gaming, and without it, we probably wouldn't be having this discussion today. And did you know, and this is a little fact about Space Invaders, the reason it gets faster every time you clear out more and more of the little aliens, the Space Invaders, the reason it gets faster and faster is because the less enemies on the screen, the faster the CPU can start. It starts to speed up the CPU. So that's why it starts to get faster and faster the more you kill on the screen.
I did not know that.
It was kind of a bug, but it became a feature of the game.
Man, all kinds of facts being dropped about Space Invaders tonight.
Yeah, I agree, Mushmouth. Space Invader Enemy Crab is a deep cut that works for real.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. So moving into our Discord channel, from Nick the Horror Game Fan, so he has some dishonorable mentions, which I think is a cool idea.
I love dishonorable mentions.
Bubsy, he's super annoying whenever he opens his mouth. Steve from Resident Evil Code Veronica, he's super annoying and the voice actors make him more annoying. And Navi from Legend of Zelda, enough said.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Then his honorable mentions, Commander Shepard, Sonic, Samus, Cloud, our first Final Fantasy character entry.
I forgot about Gordon Freeman.
Yeah, Gordon Freeman is his last honorable mention.
How do we forget about Gordon Freeman, man?
I don't know.
I mean, we're still waiting on part 3.
There was, when I went to Play and Talk a couple of weeks ago, there was actually like a life-size statue of Gordon Freeman.
Really?
Right when you walk in the door, yeah. I should have taken a picture of it. But it was really cool. Top 5 video game characters. Number 5, Mario. 4, Solid Snake. 3, Link. 2, Squall. And number 1, Leon Kennedy.
See, I thought about putting Leon Kennedy on my list as well because I'm on my 3rd playthrough of Resident Evil 4 remake right now, and I've played Resident Evil 2 at least 50 times. But I don't know. I don't know why I felt like he didn't fit on a Mount Rushmore because he's not the main character.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know that. I mean, we didn't specify that it would have to be video game characters. I mean, it's like like main characters.
Yeah,
it's like the best supporting actor category in the Oscars.
Yeah, I guess so. And of course Joey said, Joey's up next, and he said, Mount Rushmore is 4, LOL. Yes, sir, we know. He said, for his honorable mentions, why didn't we think about this one? Little Mac.
Yeah, Little Mac.
Dude, I completely forgot about Little Mac.
Same.
Astrobot. Bonk. We forgot about Bonk.
Yeah, good old Bonk.
This surprises me because this is not his number 1 answer. Deacon St. John from the why can't I think of the damn name in a game?
Days Gone?
Days Gone. Good Lord. My brain froze. That's the main character of Days Gone. Joey's played it like 80 times now. He loves that game. Mike Tyson. And then too many Warcraft characters to name. I would think Thrall would end up maybe on or the Lich King or somebody would end up on the Mount Rushmore from Warcraft. Like, I love Warcraft. So. But for his top 5, I think these are backwards. So we'll go Ryo Hazuki from Shenmue, Link, Iron Mike, excuse me, from Days Gone, Sonic, and, of course, Mario.
Great list, sir.
Yes, sir.
Love it.
Oh yeah, there
Next
he is.
up-
He's in the chat room right now. How did Deacon St. John not end up being on your number one, sir?
I mean, I was just expecting like him to pick 5 Days Gone characters, and
Yeah.
that would have been his top 5.
It would not have surprised me at all.
That's awesome. Well, welcome to the show, Joey. Let's see, Raven Ghostpaw, honorable mentions: Little Mac, Leon Kennedy, Thrall. What a great name,
Yeah.
Thrall. It's a fun name to say. And Titus from Warhammer.
Oh yeah, I forgot about any Warhammer characters.
And his actual list: number 5, Mega Man; number 4, Leonardo. I'm assuming that's Leonardo from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Maybe, yeah. Oh no! When you said Titus, I was thinking from
Warhammer.
no, not Warhammer. StarCraft.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Number 3, Samus. 2, the guy from Doom.
yeah, Doom guy.
There's your Doom entry. And number 1, Trevor Belmont.
How did I forget the Belmonts, man? Simon Belmont should have been on my list.
Let's see. Would he take the 5 spot and knock out Pac-Man?
Maybe, I don't know. He probably would end up on the honorable mention because there are so many Belmonts. Like, you know, you got Trevor, you got Simon, you've got what's her name? Yeah, there's just too many Belmonts to go through. But Simon, he's the guy. He was the first one I played.
He's the OG.
And Knife says Mount 5 more. His honorable mention is Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII. That's a good pick.
Mm-hmm.
At number 5, Zelda. Why don't we think of Zelda instead of Link?
I do like the more modern take on Zelda, with her not just being like a damsel in distress.
Yeah.
Like, I actually really liked the Zelda character in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom.
I got to play that new game with her as the protagonist. I haven't played it yet.
I haven't either. I heard it was good, though.
Mm-hmm. It looked interesting. Like, I really like that gameplay that it has, but I haven't played it yet. Number 4, Mario. Number 3, Ness. Derek.
Yeah, I should have put Ness in my honorable mention.
Derek. I'm a shame.
Shame. Oh, shout out to Brandon Rutledge, who's in the chat.
Oh, wow.
Sweet.
Picola Asian in the house.
Yes. It's a party
2,
now.
Yeah, it is. Number 2, Clank. And number 1, Kirby. First time Kirby's popped up on the list.
Surprised we haven't seen Kirby yet.
I know.
Let's see. And I believe... Oh, we got 2 more.
Yeah.
Next up, speaking of Brandon Rutledge, the Emerald Coast fact checker. His list is up next.
Oh, well, you missed one. That was one from Kirk from the actual Rushmore show.
Oh, I see. Okay. Sorry about that. Let's see. His number 4 is Rosie. 3, TJ Jazzy Jeff. 2, Link. And number 1, George.
And
Can't remember who George is
Brandon
from.
had asked him, don't they do something similar on their show? And he said, yeah, our show is top 4. So that's why he did 4. But
Yeah.
we do have something
Makes
brewing
sense.
with the Rushmore show. It's going to be at the end of July. So keep an eye out for that.
Yes. So next up is Brandon.
Yeah. Did you do his honorable mentions?
No,
Oh, okay.
but I'll read Brandon's if you want, since you did Tyler's.
Yeah. This is a hefty one.
Oh, a wordy one.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to start with his dishonorable mentions. Navi from Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Do I have to explain this? I got to tell this. This will take like 10 seconds. I was at the Palafox Market last week with my wife, and I heard a ringtone that was Navi saying, "Hey, listen!" And I felt like I had PTSD. I'm like, who did that?
Who likes Navi enough to actually make that into a ringtone?
And I want to just take your phone and throw it in the bay. Ashley from Resident Evil 4, as I said in my previous top 5, absolutely useless.
Oh, I'm in that part of the game right now in my third playthrough where I have to do basically the escort mission with Ashley. She's such a slog to have to pull around, man. She's already been kidnapped on me twice, and I have to restart the checkpoint.
Can you just let her stay kidnapped?
I wish, but no, you got to take her with you.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I'm probably going to get this name wrong, but Vanille from Final Fantasy 13. Obnoxious, never shuts up, and not only is she a party member, but she's also the friggin' narrator. Hope also sucks, but he gets a little better past the halfway point. Because why wouldn't you take like the most obnoxious character in a game and make them the narrator?
Yeah.
That's such a Final Fantasy move. Honorable mentions. Sonic. Never been a big Sonic fan, but it's hard to not recognize his legendary status. And with that, I'm done. No, I'm kidding. Cloud Strife from Final Fantasy VII. Cool blonde anime hair, cool gigantic sword, cool backstory. He's just so cool. He's probably the most iconic or most recognizable Final Fantasy character, in my opinion. Oh, here's another one that I forgot. Sora from Kingdom Hearts. Though he can be annoying, I always enjoyed playing as Sora. Jin Kazama from Tekken. Any member of the Mishima family could fit, but Jin's the best.
Oh, Akuma, and he says that, good job, Derek. You pronounced Vanille's name right the first time.
Oh, sweet. Let's see. Akuma from Street Fighter. Arguably a better villain than M. Bison, but does he have a cool smoking jacket like Bison?
Yeah, you can't be a good villain without a good smoking jacket.
No. Auron from Final Fantasy X and Kingdom Hearts 2. Absolutely love this guy, but I just don't feel right with picking a character who made a single appearance for a franchise or even 2 franchises in this case. Mega Man, gotta love the Blue Bomber. Mm-hmm. And Chris Redfield from Resident Evil, efficient, resourceful, and can punch a boulder with successful results.
That's exactly why he's not on my list. The dude punched a boulder.
Number 5, John Soap McTavish from Call of Duty Modern Warfare Trilogy. A great hero in this part of the Call of Duty franchise. Number 4, Simon Belmont, Castlevania franchise. He defeats Dracula in death, plus he can find meat in the walls.
Yeah.
You got to have your wall meat.
Got to have it.
Number 3, Scorpion from the Mortal Kombat franchise. Get over here!
Why didn't we think of any Mortal Kombat guys?
I know.
Either him, either Scorpion or Sub-Zero. One of those two.
Yeah. I was always a Sub-Zero fan.
I was too.
Number 2, Mario. It's hard to not acknowledge the legend that is Mario. I don't think any other character has had as many successful main games and spin-offs as him. Mm-hmm. Agreed. And number 1, is it Ryu or Ryu?
I think it's Ryu, but I always say Ryu. I don't think it really matters.
Yeah, Ryu from Street Fighter. Hadoken. My love of fighting games started with Street Fighter 2. And I will always choose Ryu as my main. He has been one of my top characters playing throughout most of the Street Fighter franchise.
And last, but certainly not least, we have Old Mookie Stick on the
I love that name.
Coming
Old
in
Mookie Stick.
Right under the wire just a little while ago. He said, sorry it's so late, but right off the top of my head, in no particular order, Ryu or Ryu from Street Fighter, Master Chief from Halo, our second Kirby, Wander, the main character from Shadows of the Colossus, the eye-shaped Tetris piece, of course.
The most important piece in Tetris, I might add.
The one that never shows up when you need it to. Basically, the main characters from my favorite games. I mean, you could have a Mount Rushmore that's like 100 characters long at this point.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's going to bring us to the end. I think that's everything. Is that everybody?
Yep, I think so. That was our old Mookie stick was our last entry.
But thank you all for that. A lot of submissions tonight. And thank you to Armez Jackson for that top 5 idea.
Yeah, this was one of my favorite top 5 lists we've done.
Me too.
Absolutely.
And next week we are going to get back to reviews, and I am going to do a request on Patreon a while back. I put out a request for people wanting us to do some games, and Nick W. Wanted me to do Contra Hardcore, and I have that for the Sega Genesis. So I'm going to be reviewing Contra Hardcore for next week, and I probably won't have any thumbs left because I already know that game is impossibly hard.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear your thoughts on it.
Oh,
I'm sure you'll be happy to even just get back into playing games.
Yeah, I'm just excited to get back into playing Contra because it's been a while. I love playing Contra.
Absolutely.
But that's going to bring us to the end of this episode. Derek, you want to tell everybody what's going on in your neck of the woods?
Yeah, Facebook and Instagram / @WiredForSoundMovie. It's a movie, a short film I'm producing that we're hoping to shoot in September once the weather cools off a little bit. We're currently raising money for it, and there's a link to the GoFundMe at the top of the Facebook page. So really, that's the best place where you can find more information is facebook.com/WiredForSoundMovie.
Awesome. And go check out the Open Micers podcast at Open Micers podcast, pretty much everywhere. Last week, me and Jacob were talking about how much it sucks to move. So if you want to hear about my moving experiences, go check out that. And why I love Boudreaux's butt paste so much.
The intro song is something else.
I'll
say that.
I am the Rampage gave us 2 versions of a song called Slathering My Nethers, which you can go listen to. I put them at the very end of the episode. Also, I put the links to those 2 songs for I Am the Rampage in the show notes. So go check them out.
So I went to the mall yesterday, and I was wrapping up listening to the episode, and as I was going into the parking lot is when the 2 songs started playing, and I'm like, man, I would love to just roll my window down and just blast these songs in a mall parking lot.
And they're so catchy.
They are.
It's crazy. I'm like, it's a song about me putting Boudreaux's butt paste all over my nethers, and it's a catchy song. And I'm like, what a world we live in.
What a time to be alive. I did want to mention about that episode. You mentioned turtle wax.
Yeah.
And it instantly made me think of the scene from the original Ninja Turtles when Michelangelo is in pain and he pulls out the little bottle of turtle wax.
I think of that every time I think about turtle wax.
Yep.
That's so good. Makes me want to go watch Ninja Turtles now.
Oh, man. Such a good movie.
But yeah, don't forget next week, Contra Hardcore, and then, I don't know what we're going to do after that. I don't know what you got coming up that you're going to be reviewing, but we'll let know by next week.
I'm still working on it.
Yeah.
I'll let everybody know next week.
But thank you for hanging out with us, everybody. Thank you for giving us your top 5s. Let me play a little music here so we can walk out the door. And if you want to email us at nerdcaveretro@gmail.com. Or if you don't want to email us and you want to talk to us, leave us a voice message. Go to voicecast.app/NCR. You don't have to sign up for anything. You just go there, leave a voice message, and that's it. You don't have to leave your info or anything. You just leave the voice message and it goes right to us. NerdCaveRetro.com is our link tree. That takes you everywhere you need to go. All the socials, all the ways to give us money, Patreon, merch shop, which is at ncrmerch.com. We sell t-shirts, hats, magnets, bags, mugs, and whatever your nerdy heart desires. And of course, if you can't do that, I know times are tough. The dollar doesn't stretch as far as it used to because of all the tariffs and everything. But guess what? We're tariff-free on everything. But you can always leave us a 5-star review on all podcasting platforms. Derek, please tell them what it's all about.
May the way of the hero lead to the Triforce.
Yeah.
Master Blaster runs Bartertown.
Monkey!
And that's an episode. That
was fun.
A full chat room and everybody sending in their stuff. I feel like a lot of love for this show right now, and it makes me happy.
Absolutely.
Whew,
This
man,
was
it's
this
hot in
was
here.
this was a good one.
I'm gonna open a window or something. Good Lord.
Yeah, you should.
But thank you everybody for hanging out with us. I'm gonna put our little outro thing up here. Go like and subscribe, and we'll be here every week for you. We love all of you, and we'll see you right here